Hi everybody, so today we're going to be discussing the planets and the groupings or classifications of the planets. And so we're going to be dealing with the classical planets, which are Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. These classical planets have been recognized and observed for thousands of years. Okay. Obviously, we know that the sun is actually a star and the moon is actually a satellite of Earth. It's not a star or a planet. It revolves around and is a satellite of Earth. But for astrology purposes, okay, and observing it from our point of view, we see these all as the classical planets. Now, remember that astrology, we are viewing it from a geocentric point of view. In other words, where the Earth is the observation point, we are born on Earth, we experience life on Earth. So it's geocentric, Earth orientated. Obviously, we know that astronomically, all the planets are going around and orbiting around the sun. Okay, we know this. Now, the personal core planets, your sun and your moon. The sun is, we see the sun setting and rising every single day. We see it, it's very obvious in the day sky. We can't ignore it. It's integral and crucial to life on this planet, both because of the light it produces and the heat it produces. So it's crucial. And then the moon, we also see regularly in the sky, setting and rising, just like the sun. We see it going through its waxing and waning phases of the moon. And the moon does have a direct impact on this earth with the tides. You know, the tides, the ocean tides are caused by the gravity of the moon. And farmers and fishermen have used the moon for centuries to plan when to fish, when to plant, etc. So it does have a direct impact on life on this planet. So those two are the personal core planets, and we're going to get into what they actually mean, signify, as when it comes to our personality or our character or our individuality later. But you need to understand these basics, these basic groupings first. Then we have the personal planets of Mercury, Venus, and Mars. And Mercury and Venus and Mars, they're quite quick in their orbits, but they are a lot slower, all right, than how we see the cycle of the sun and the moon. The sun takes 365.25 days for the path of its light on the Earth's surface to do the full year. Okay, so it's not the sun orbiting Earth, obviously. We orbit the sun, but the light of the sun moves up and down and around the Earth, and it takes 365.25 days to do that, going backwards and forwards over the equator to the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. Okay, so it's a quick cycle from our point of view because of the rotation of the Earth. We're seeing it day, night, day, night. The moon has got a 27.31 day cycle. Okay, hence the 28 days cycle of the moon. So again, quick. But Mercury has an 88 day cycle. Venus has a 224.7 day cycle orbit, and Mars has a 1.88 year orbit. So you can see it's getting longer and longer, and therefore the planet is moving more slowly around the sun. Okay, so obviously the slower it moves, the less opportunity it has to affect us by touching off on our natal charts, etc., every single day, and it moves signs slower. The moon changes sign very, very quickly, whereas these planets are changing signs a lot slower. And then we get the Jupiter and Saturn, which Jupiter's orbit is 11.86 years and Saturn is 29.46 years. These are the collective planets. So these are huge planets that take a long, long time to orbit and rumble around. And so they are known as collective because they are affecting people on a more collective level than a strictly personal level. And then you have our modern, or what we call transpersonal planets of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Now, these are not only further out in the solar system, but their orbits take a lot longer. So Uranus is 84.02 years, Neptune is 164.79 years, and Pluto is 248.40 years for it to orbit. So as you can imagine then, with such long, slow orbits, these planets really do affect generations. They affect world affairs. They affect things on a much, much broader level. And with the transpersonal modern planets of Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, remember that we do experience and react to what's going on through their lower octaves. So Uranus's lower octave is Mercury. So Mercury, our position of our Mercury in our natal chart, will show how we are reacting to what's going on out there in the world that Uranus is showing us, or what's happening on a generational level. Okay. With Neptune, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. Venus is the lower octave of Neptune. So it's through the Venus that we will see how this person is reacting. How are they being affected by these generational influences? And then Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. Mars is the lower octave of Pluto. And it is through the Mars in the person's natal chart that we will see how are they also reacting and experiencing what's going on, how Pluto is affecting the Earth as a whole, the human race as a whole. So I hope that this explains to you why these planets are grouped this way, and we are going to go into them in great detail, each planet separately. We're going to be going into the signs, the elements. There's so much to look at in astrology. It's very exciting. As I've said in my previous videos, if you want to actually look at your own chart, I would suggest you go to a website like Astrolab and download your free natal chart. Don't worry about the computer analysis of the chart. You just want your chart placements. You know, my sun is at 15 degrees, Leo, whatever, so many minutes, and get those placements. And also look at the blank chart that I've given you on my Facebook page, and you can start filling in the signs and your planets where they are on a tropical sidereal scientific astrology wheel. And then you can start looking at what this all means for you personally. So I look forward to exploring all of this with you. Have a wonderful day. Till later. Bye.